The House of Rep, they have not sat for the first time. According to my lady friend Aisha Yusuf, and this time around they buckle up immediately, all of them. They went to the office to write to Canadian embassy in Nigeria to make sure that they bring Amaka, the Igbo girl, back to Nigeria. Is Amaka the cause of Nigerian problem? Is it because of Amaka, Canadian Igbo girl, that a bag of rice is cost 120,000 in Nigeria?
It is to write to Canada when they didn't even sit. You know, why are they so quick? Is it because of she's an Igbo woman? Is that why they are coming out instantly to quickly write up to the Canadian government? What can I say as regards?
Yes, Igbo hate has cut across ethnicity. It has cut across government departments, because the three organs of government, the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary, they are boiling up because she's an Igbo woman. And nobody wants to know what happened to Amaka that made Amaka to react that way. Nobody wanted to know, because it is all against Igbo affair. Anti-Igbo, anti-semantics, Igbophobia is a sickness. I always say it on social media to anybody that likes to listen. Igbophobia is a sickness, and I'm praying this sickness is going to couple with malaria, typhoid, cold, catarrh, and so on and so forth, and so on, so that the victim will suffer well. The House of Rep, they have not sat for the first time. According to my lady friend Aisha Yusuf, and this time around they buckle up immediately, all of them. They went to the office to write to Canadian embassy in Nigeria to make sure that they bring Amaka, the Igbo girl, back to Nigeria. My first question is Amaka the cause of Nigerian problem? Is it because of Amaka, Canadian Igbo girl, that a bag of rice is cost 120,000 in Nigeria? Is it because of Amaka that Lagos Calabar coastal line, that is supposed to be less than $1 billion, is cost $13 billion? Is it because of Amaka, the Igbo girl in Canada, that a bag of beans that is supposed to be less than 30,000 is costing 120,000 naira? Is it because of Amaka, the Igbo girl in Canada, that 2 weeks ago and bad governance and bad government and hunger protests actually took place in the north? Less successful, effectual in the south. Listen and listen good. We've come a long way as Igbos. Aisha Yusuf is a good woman, a woman that is virtuous. She has heart of gold for every Nigerian. Though we might diversify in various angles, but we still understand her stance on the current political, economic impasse crisis going on in Nigeria. See, let me tell you, Amaka, the Canadian girl, actually fought hard 5 days ago. But I want to tell you that that girl is the best Igbo girl as I'm talking to you now. Amaka means good for Igbo man. Amaka is meant good for Nigerian nation. Because some tribes, some persons think that Igbo man should die their death. Igbo tribe should go to the abyss for them to be existing on earth, devoid of the Igbos. Amaka just stood up on her feet, and actually represented her tribe too well. Amaka is a good lady. See, let me tell you, upon all the rantings, all the agitations against the Igbo nation, we've seen how Simon Ekpa worked hard to at least expurgate hidden facts about Oluremi's, Tinubu's abhorrence, hate. of Igbo nation. Oluremi Tinubu wanted the whole Igbos is alive 2011 to 2012, even 2015, 2019. Because even Oba of Lagos, because the whole Igbos, they turned their back on APC. Bia, the worst political party on the continent of Africa currently as I'm talking to you. Oluremi Tinubu wanted us to die, end up, because she could not succeed on forcing us to believe on his husband's ideology. APC Egunje. Give me, I give you. I give you contract, I eat 70%. That kind of agenda, that kind of ideology is not augured well with Igbo persons. We don't like it. He heaved and heaved many curses on Igbo man, on Igbo nation. She actually said she would do so thing to the Igbos in the past. Today they wanted to crucify Amaka that was reacting positively against what somebody said against her tribe. Oluremi Tinubu want her dead. Abike Dabiri, he wants her, Amaka dead. See, listen and listen good. Abike Dabiri is not succeeding on the destruction of Igbo man. She has failed. She is a failure on arrival. Director General, whatever she likes, let her call herself on that ministry of diaspora Nigeria or whatever that platform is. I don't want to know. Abike Dabiri is taking more than personal anything that concerns diaspora Igbos. Abike Dabiri wanted the whole Igbos in diaspora to come back home and rot and die in this hellfire called Nigeria. That's why she has not ever known how a woman, a lady feels when she is being abused, violated vocally against her tribe. A tribe she calls her own. Every woman that has female feeling, feminine agenda, love, actually knows that Amaka is a fighter, a Canadian Igbo. She stood up quickly and debunked every hate, every abhorrence, everything that negates her tribe. And today, Abike Dabiri, Oluremi Tinubu, Bayo Onanuga, Reno Amokri, they want to crucify her because she defended us. Oga, I support Amaka. Amaka is like fight back to people, against the people that want Igbo tribe exterminated. The Edo man said all children of Igbos globally should be poisoned. Are you listening to me? Someone said miscreants during Lagos gubernatorial election, let the whole Igbos go home or destroyed or die in Lagos State. Oba of Lagos State, the whole Igbos should be thrown into lagoon because what? They did not or could not vote for APC. Who has gone after them? House of Rep, senators, they were there. Buhari was there. Tinubu was there. Oluremi Tinubu was there. What happened? What happened to Oba Akidolu? We have it on our handles across the globe. What happened to him? When someone was threatening Mama Emeka, Mama Chike not to come out and vote for Debo, Vivo, Rhodes, everybody we are watching. Buhari was watching. Reno Omokri was watching. IGO police was watching. Lagos state government, everybody was watching. What happened to MC Oluomo? The TikTok currently that blogged out that the whole Igbos should leave Southwest. Tinubu was watching. Bayo Onanuga, the Igbo man hater, Igbo phobia maniac was watching. Bayo Onanuga, the Igbo phobia maniac, was watching seriously on how the blogger threatened the entire Igbo nationalities in Lagos State. What did he do? It is Amaka in Canada that everybody is targeting to bring her back because she's an Igbo woman. Oga, after Canadian security officers must have gone through that investigation. At the end of the day, Oga, both Tinubu's wife, the TikToker, the Benin man that threatened Igbo nation, all of them should be brought to book. On that, we could actually find out who is culpable and who is not culpable. Thank you.
Lastly, now it's starting to be a battle between a battle between the Biafra government and the Nigerian government. What do you think? Because now you see that after the House of Rep wrote to the Canadian government, you see that some Igbos and Biafra government have come to counter that, that letter that they wrote to the Canadian government. But who do you think will come out on top as regards this issue? Government has said that he will use this matter to prove to the government that Biafra is no longer, what they think it used to be.
Okay, this is a case of two different nationalities. Amaka is a Biafra. The Edo man that brought up this issue is a Biafra. Abike Dabiri is a Nigerian. Tinubu is a Nigerian. I believe God that Biafra is coming out victorious. This is what we are going to use to showcase how largely Biafra nation is gaining support across the globe in the recent times. Tinubu's wife, Oluremi, has actually hated Igbo man, hated Biafra to the level of curses, even annihilation. He threatened the traders, he threatened investors, she threatened all of them, and actually she has indicated how by and large she has gone to hate Igbo man. Oga, comfort me. I believe in transparency. I believe in public opinion. I believe on what American system can come out with. And of course, you know that Canada is Northern American country. They are in the north with United States of America. The whole continent of America is only Canada and America occupying the north, representing Northern America too well. Then you have the rest in the Southern Central America. I believe in the system over there. Their legal system, they don't take bribe. Tinubu can never bribe them. Canada will never ever be bought with Naira. They can't stoop so low to collect bribe and punish an innocent woman. A woman that has come up as quick as possible to defend her tribe against curse of other tribes. I think she has not done anything culpable, anything wrong. Amaka did not commit crime. Amaka is trying to make sure that annihilation, genocide that took place from 1967 to 1970 does not repeat itself, does not repeat again. That's why he stood up and spat. She stood up and spat on the tribe that caused Igbo tribe. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. Nothing law of motion. An object is positioned on a velocity, constant velocity, until a force is come against it. It will never act otherwise. Nothing loss of motion. Amaka is right. If they prosecute Amaka, they will prosecute the Benin man, they will prosecute Abike Dabiri, they will prosecute Abakiari, they will prosecute Oluremi Tinubu, they will prosecute Red Omokori, they will prosecute Bayo Onanuga. they will actually persecute Tinubu, because this current administration has spelled out the worst hate war that has ever happened in this country. It is Obi's mandate. Obi is an Igbo man. They gang up with the Fulanis, the worst enemy Nigeria has ever gotten in history. They gang up with the judiciary, the most radicalized government department, organ of government in Nigeria in recent time, to make sure that they edge Obi out and deny Igbo man his mandate. I think we cannot be a slave with our own resources and property. The world will not tolerate that. The world will not allow that. So the direction we are going is something, that has ignited a serious anger among the Igbo nation. We have not been in a position of authority to rule this country for 104 years of Nigerian existence. Still, we are being squeezed of tax on daily basis. Who pays more tax in Nigeria? They are Igbos. Go and check it. We are not qualified to be president. We are not qualified to have airport, seaport. We are not qualified to have federal government present in the entire eastern Nigeria. No, we are not qualified. All you see that is happening in the east currently now is based on individual contribution and efforts. We do not have any direct federal government support.
The Nigeria House of Rep write to the Canadian government as regards prosecuting Amaka Sonbega, but at the same time we've seen the foreign affairs minister of Biafra, of the Biafrans, Joy Jobi Irobi, write a letter to the mayor of Canada in Brampton. With I think there's a confusion now, as regards this. Who do you think will win this legal battle between the Nigerian government and the Biafra government? Because ECPA has vowed to stand for her, that gone are those days when Nigerian government bully and oppress the Igbos and the Biafrans. Do you think that Sam Ekpa and Amaka Sonbega can win the House of Rep and at the same time win the Nigerian government as regards this?
Let me tell you about that very incident. Is that, first of all, if they're going to start any form of trials, and let it not be involved by Nigerian government, let that trial be done in Canada, where the woman resides, because she's a Canadian citizen, and where she made that statement, if truly she's an Igbo woman, is in Canada. So if Nigeria is going to be involved in that kind of matter, then they should bring the Oba of Lagos. Yeah. They should bring MC Oluomo. They should bring Bayo Ononuga, Beno Mokri. All of them. Then the Lagos Pedia. Then and put them on trial. Then from there we'll know, okay, there's already a starting point, to launch whatever criminal process they want to initiate on behalf of patients Amaka Sonbega anywhere. Then it can be acceptable. But you can see that the way Amara they rush to hold an emergency meeting simply because the name they wrote there was just simply Amaka. That tells you what we are talking about. But the hate stuff has taken the international dimension, and I think the US and the UK must intervene in the right direction. The Canadian government has not made any statement. It was just the Nigerian and I believe they are totally going to ignore them because the woman said she's working with disabled people, and she has been there for a very long time, so she understands the factor. But another investigation that people needed to do was that, there was this anonymous figure, who claimed to be, who is being seen as a Yoruba man, disguising himself as an Edo man to issue another hate speech on Igbo children all over the world, that they will be poisoned. And Amaka, that was the reaction of Amaka. based on that. And if you look at what Amaka said, well, he said it is time for the Igbo nation themselves to wake up, to this looming genocidal, holocaust that is breeding through voices that is support of ethnic, cleansing by non-state actors, especially the Yorubas themselves that actually initiated it. We saw it during the 2023 presidential election. We saw it during when Tinubu came into power, by Anonuga and make similar. We saw those kind of things coming from a mockery. There was no emergency meeting in Asurok. We saw it when the Oba of Lagos said they should be thrown into Lagoon. There was no emergency meeting in Asurok. We saw a lot of things like that, but simply because an Igbo woman residing somewhere in Canada made a statement, and all of a sudden we saw Asurok going into emergency meeting to discuss what the next step would take. It's very clearly that the chairperson of Nigerians in diaspora, Abike Dabiri, is such a callous person, because he is quick to react when he overlook people like Reno Mokri and the rest of them, who has also put that similar uniform of Igbo attack, and nothing was being done. So, and that is why you see somebody like Samoniba coming out that, unfortunately, they cannot be able to do anything because the Biafran government in exile has already activated, their intelligence unit, in the entire Europe, and they are already stationed. As I'm talking to you, everybody flew to Canada, and of course, Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, has been thoroughly briefed, because we have so many doctors, so many mayors that are of Igbo extraction in Canada. One of the best medicals, in Canada is an Igbo man. One of the recognized influence of this government under Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is most of them are Igbos, but some of them are controlling states as I'm talking to you. So the influence is already there, and they have made their contact with the Canadian government, and everything will not going to backfire against Nigeria. It has already backfired, because as I'm talking to you now, the Canadian government has placed a visa ban on Nigeria already. So the consequences of that is what is actually playing out. So there's nothing anybody can do about it. It has also given the consciousness of the global rise of the Biafran agitation, where the US, the UK, and other world leaders are already, sitting down properly now to know that this is no longer 1960, where they unceremoniously, destroyed the geopolitical zone called Nigeria.